developed for you, or at least for the program, so that each and every one of you can see themselves in the model. Let's go to slide 2, Fenty. Or rather, let's go to slide 3 and present the problem statement. Why are we doing what we are doing? We are reconfiguring the program because of high crime levels across all the major corridors within the province. But we are also doing this thing because of the increased complexity of our operating environment. These complexities are presented by the legislative framework that we operate within that requires us to reconfigure this program. We have witnessed, and the Premier has spoken about the SAPS constraints that they have. We're not going to delve much into it. At a governance level, the Premier has already indicated that the public protector had taken up issues with the manner in which the program was constituted. And these are the reasons why we are reconfiguring the program. On slide 4, we're indicating where we are and where we want to take the program to. The current state of the program indicates that we have got limited mandate that restricts the work that we are supposed to do. We are also depending heavily on SAPS for you to conduct the work that you are supposed to do. Where we want to take you to is an expanded program that is obviously legally compliant. It's a structured program that has got integrated multiple streams that we are creating. It's a program that will be fully legislated and aligned governance-wise. But you also want to say the following. One of the municipalities around Gauteng charges per incident, or rather per event, they charge about 800,000. So if you want to go and host a game at one of the biggest stadiums, as a private citizen, as a private company, or whoever you are, and you require assistance from a municipality, the least that you are expected to pay is 800,000. But we are giving them this service for free. So we're not accruing any interest, accruing any revenue out of the services that you provide during these big events. Most of you, if not all of you, were involved in providing this service to all the major events. Derbies, rugby matches, piano concert, all of those. There's not even a single cent that we charge the organizers. So our intention is to change that a little bit, so that we are able to create a revenue that would allow us to sustain this program. We are able to create a revenue that would allow us to look after this program. So that's one of the things that we are doing going forward. On the next slide, this is the model that the Premier was talking about. There are 3 streams that we want to create out of the GTW program. Stream 1, for those of you who were here the last time we were here, the Premier spoke about the intention to train some of you into becoming Gauteng Traffic Police. That is stream 1 of the 3-stream model that we have, that we want to implement going forward. So what does this mean? Or maybe let me go through the streams first. So that's stream 1. There are those that we are going to train as fully fledged traffic officers. Stream 2 is where the bulk of you will be sitting. Meaning, once we would have taken you through the training that is going to be conducted by the RTMC. Once that training is complete, once SAPS would have certified you as peace officers, this is the stream that you will be sitting in, stream 2. And then the stream 3. We want to create a security corps in the province. One of the things that the Premier did when he became Premier in the current administration he issued notice 2 of 2024. What that notice says, it takes all the function, all the security guarding services function within the province. It consolidates them under community safety. Right now, all of the 11 or so departments within the Gauteng province, they individually provide the security services or the guarding services within the province. But the Premier has since abrogated that responsibility under the community safety. So that's stream 3.1. We want to as DCS consolidate all of that at the back of notice 2 of 2024 and provide that service within the province. Stream 3.2, and this is further down the line, is that we want to commercialize that security provision service. So we want to create an institution, an agency, whatever shape or form that animal will take. We want to create that animal so that we can provide a commercialized security service within the province and outside of the province. So these are the 3 streams that the Premier spoke about. I want to go briefly into the basic requirements. If you go onto the slide with the basic requirements of stream 1. Colleagues would know that for you to become a traffic officer, there are 4 requirements that you need to meet. So it's not all of us who will qualify as traffic officers. So you need to have a grade 12 certificate, you need to be a South African citizen, you need to have a driver's license, no criminal record, medically fit, and so on. And then there are fitness and eligibility requirements that you should also comply with. So these are the requirements that we are going to put to you, all of you, to see who amongst you meet all of these requirements. We have done an analysis, by the way, a skills audit of each and every single one of you. And we have already found that some of you will not meet these requirements. If you go on to the implementation plan of stream 1, our intention is to take, and we are taking it from what the Premier had pronounced. You would remember that the Premier had said 1,000 of you will be trained into traffic officers. But because of the budgetary constraints that we have, we will only take 500 in the next financial year, and then followed by a second 500 in 28-29. This is purely a budget consideration. We will not be able to take all of you at once, but we are going to break it down into 2 cohorts. The first cohort of 500 in the next financial year, followed by a second cohort in the following financial year. Apart from the budgetary constraints, there are capacity issues at RTMC as well. Because the traffic officer course is a residential course, it will not take all of the entire cohort at once. So we're breaking it down into 2 cohorts. What you will come out with after that course is an NQF level 4 course, which is a traffic officer diploma. Premier, we've already started this process with RTMC. We have got a deadline by the end of June for us to have completed this process. So this has already begun. If we go to stream 2, the one with the basic requirements for stream 2, again there are basic requirements for all of us to be certified as peace officers. So it's not every one of us who would have who would be certified as a peace officer. So you would need to meet these requirements. Grade 12, you must be a citizen, no criminal record, you must be medically fit. We have started engaging with RTMC to lift some of these requirements. At the end of that process, we will come back to you and say RTMC has agreed that one or two of these requirements will be lifted to improve or increase the baseline that we are coming out from. Stream 2 implementation plan. On the basis of what you have submitted to us, 1,800 of you is due to be absorbed currently in this stream 2. And I need to explain this. You would remember that about 5,000 of you went through training 2 years ago, or even more. You went through a peace officer course. I think some of you went through traffic wardens course. So we've taken all of that and have submitted to RTMC and say, we are of the opinion that this training is sufficient for these cohort of the wardens to be certified as peace officers. We're still waiting for that process to be concluded, but we are of the view, and we have made this point to RTMC, that 5,800 of you should be ready to be certified. The 1,800 is on top of the 5,800. So let's not read it separately. So we are adding 1,800 on top of the 5,800 for the certification process. We are envisaging that the training that the Premier was talking about will start in July. The Premier was graceful enough, he's given us budget for us to start with the training. In fact, we took this to EXCO, and EXCO has also approved that we must start in earnest for you to start with the training. What we are currently doing is to finalize with RTMC all the details that are in relation to your training. So Stream 2 training will start almost immediately by the first or second week of July. With regards to Stream 3, as I had indicated earlier on, I just want us to go straight to the implementation plan of Stream 3. So for all of those that would not qualify to be in Stream 1, that would not qualify to be in Stream 2, we are not throwing you to the streets. We are saying, and we've already had conversations with PCERA in this regard. From October, all of those that would not have been caught by Stream 1 or Stream 2, from October we would want to start the certification process with PCERA for the bulk of those that will be remaining. This process will start in October and then end in March for PCERA grading accreditation. This would allow us then to deploy you and look after the government buildings that the Premier was talking about. Currently, we are inundated with requests from departments for security guarding services. We are unable to provide static security. We cannot provide static security currently because not all of you have got CERA accreditation. So you cannot act or even perform a function of a security guard because you are not accredited. So we want to resolve that with Stream 3. As I conclude, Premier, I just want to go to the implementation plan at the end. Yes. This is the implementation plan that will take us through to certification, one as peace officers, but also the traffic officer training and the security services corps. In our plan, by the end of the current financial year, which is end of March next year, at least 7,200 of you would have then gone through this process of accreditation, gone through the process of training, gone through the process of certification by SAFs, which will then allow you to perform the responsibilities and functions that the Premier spoke about. We've done a skills audit, like I have indicated. there was a request for you to submit your fingerprints for screening and all of that. Once that process is done, then we can honestly start with the implementation of this three-stream model. I want to end off by the transitional arrangement slide. That because of the fact that you have not as yet been certified and you don't have the peace officer certification as yet signed by the provincial commissioners. What are these things that we expect that you should be doing to the extent that you do not veer off the law? We have set up processes with your leadership, your cluster heads, and the Directorate of Specialized Services for you to perform specific functions that would not make you to be in contravention with the law. That communication will still come to you so that between now and the end of March, you are able to still continue to perform the responsibilities that you need to. That's the implementation plan, DG. Thanks.